Home Care Breakthrough Solutions Revenue Accelerator Program. Hey everyone, it's Greg Mazza, Home Care Breakthrough Solutions, and welcome to another episode of the Revenue Accelerator Program. So today we are going to talk about your internal team, what it should look like. And quite frankly, this can go in so many different directions because it really depends on the skill sets of the owner or owners. So I'm gonna just share something with you because this is a conversation I had with one of my coaching clients today, and I wanna share this information because I think it might be helpful for you. One of the topics of conversation was like, hey, I really wanna systemize my company, I wanna go to the next level, and I'm trying to figure out like, how do I figure out my staff? And I'm gonna take you through a quick exercise that may help you. And this exercise will help you kind of figure out how things should be structured. It's a little tedious, but I promise you in the end it will be worth it. And I'm gonna talk about a couple different variables to consider. All right, so the first thing is that you want to literally write down all of the tasks. What has to get done? Filing, calling intake calls or referrals, selling, marketing your services, scheduling cases, HR files, reference checks. You want to take the checklist of all of the checklists of everything that has to get done for all of the different roles and just slap it out there and be like, all right, this is everything that has to get done. The next piece you want to start thinking about is, okay, based on the team that I have now or the team that I'm looking to build, maybe you're ready to hire someone or contemplating hiring someone, what are the skills that my teammates have? What is their core competencies? What are the things that they're good at? Who should be doing what, right, with the different roles? And then based on that, as much as possible, you want to start one by one assigning the roles to the different team members, because this will help start putting people into their core competencies. What are they good at? What should they be good at? Now there's a whole lot else that goes into it. I'm a big believer in doing personality profile tests. I love the DISC because it can help you figure out where some people are good, who's detailed, who's not detailed. So those things can help you start to figure out core competencies. Once you start to do that, you'll start to identify, all right, this is who should be doing what. After that, you want to start looking at where are you with salary cap. There's another video in this YouTube where I talk about like salary cap, all right? And what is salary cap? It's salary efficient, I don't know what it's called. There's another title like efficiency ratio with your office staff. So how much is my salaries as a relative percentage of overall revenue? All right, so there's general guideline in the industry, somewhere around 12 to 15%. We've been over sometimes, we've been under sometimes, but you start to look at that and figure out, with the team that I have now, am I overstaffed, am I understaffed? And you start to assign these roles, or if you're thinking about hiring someone, you start to look at that and say, all right, this person will probably take this bucket and start doing these things. So hopefully that helps you guys when you start to figure out like, okay, who should be doing what? How many people should I have on my team? What does it look like? Once you've identified those things and those roles, the next thing you want to start pulling out is, what are the key outcomes that I'm looking for? What are the outputs, right? So there's specific outputs that either make the company money or save the company money. For example, what's my overtime look like, right? Do people have an impact on the overtime? Absolutely. How does my recruiting going? Is that going well? Who's got ultimate accountability for the recruiting? How many hires should we have? You got to start pulling those things out and basically create like a checklist. You don't need 100 items. You're gonna have all the to-do items on like their job description, but then you're gonna pull out anywhere from 3 to 7 core outputs that you're looking for based on some of the things I just talked about. What are the measurables? All right, because truly, what gets measured gets done. Because if your staff has all these tasks and responsibilities, what ends up happening is they're just focusing on the fires. What's the thing I need to do now? What's the thing I need to do now? You expect them to do what's on their job description, but the reality is that they're gonna do more of what's getting measured. So you wanna start having these things. We had our staff turn in on a weekly basis their outputs. So you need to look at the outcomes for each position and start measuring those things, because what gets measured gets done. And in that process, you're going to start to see more production for the key things that have to happen. Now, for all the other important things, you can start having a check and balance. So for example, in the conversation I had today with the client, what we did was we said, hey, he said, I went and I looked at HR files and they're horrible. I was like, okay, could you make that a measurable? Is that important? You need a measurable. And if not, if you don't need it as a measurable, maybe you just have once a month a audit. 10% of the employee files, you do a quick audit. You have 50 employees, that's 5 files. It's not a lot. Quick audit, and you just schedule that into your calendar. So now they know, okay, they're going to be looking at my files, so I better make sure they're meticulous, and I've got my key measurables. And in that process of doing these two things, you're gonna get much more quality production out of your team. I did not do this stuff at first. I didn't. And my office was chaos. My wife had to come in and clean up after me. It was bad. It was bad. We had the KPIs, we started establishing more KPIs, and this made a huge, huge difference in the quality of the output from our staff, and it'll help you start to systematize things more. So if you have to step away, now you've got measurables that you can start looking at. So that's all I got, guys. I hope this helps you. My goal is to help you achieve your next home care revenue breakthrough, and I hope these little tips help you get there. If you find this stuff valuable, please let me know. Like this, comment, share, whatever. Let me know that this stuff is helping you, okay? Here's to your next home care revenue breakthrough. We'll see you on the next episode.